Is now the time to stop buying the Pixel 6? And I think that's a good question to talk about right now. I saw an article, which is funny. I saw two articles. One article said, don't buy the Pixel 6. It's the worst time to buy one. And then I saw another one saying, now is the best time to buy the Pixel 6 Pro. There's a lot of mixed messaging, but the point is, these phones have been out for quite a while now. They came out at the end of October last year. It's now the 1st of July. So August, September, October, 9 months, not 9 years. We're almost a year into the life cycle of this phone. So I think it's important to have this discussion, especially with the Pixel 6a going to be out later this month. You can pre-order them on July the 21st, and they're supposed to start shipping. You can pick them up in stores, buy them on July 28th. Well, I think there's still maybe a little bit of a different audience for the Pixel 6 and the 6a, and that's okay. But having this conversation now, I think, is important because you want to get the most for your money and you want to get a good phone. And I think the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are very good phones, especially now. They've basically fixed all the problems with them as far as I know. They're working pretty darn well, especially with the Android 13 beta. I have a lot of high hopes for Android 13. I think Android 13 is really going to give people a great experience once the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro get here in a few months. But even now, using them in the beta, the Pixel 13 beta has been so smooth. I've had a really good experience with it. Well, taking a look at this phone, I think now is actually probably a really good time to buy one because as we get closer to the end of the year, the prices typically get better. They want to get them sold. They want them off the shelves because the new ones are coming out. And I think part of the strategy with the Pixel 6a is that's going to be the budget phone that carries us over into the next year when they're going to take the 6 off the market. And this is something that Google does. Once the Pixel 7 launches, you're probably going to find that the 6 and 6 Pro find their way off of the Pixel store. And people are going to be pushing them out the door because they want you to buy the 7. That's just how phones work. It's not like, hey, we're going to sell you the new one, but here you can get this one. No, they want the new one. They want you to get the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, especially with the Tensor 2 chip and all the new stuff that's going to come with it. And that's what kind of begs the question, should you wait? Well, I think there's two kind of important categories right here to look at. And one is, do you need a phone right now? If you need a phone right now, 3 months down the road doesn't help you out very much, right? So the phone itself, the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, I was looking around, and there are actually some decent deals even now. They're lowering the price on them in some places. I was looking on Amazon. Right now, on Amazon, as of July 1st, you can get a Pixel 6 Pro Amazon renewed for $630, which is fantastic. Like, that's a fantastic deal. And the nice thing about Amazon renewed is you get a 90-day warranty. So if you have problems, if you have concerns about the hardware, there are so many of these phones that have been sent back and fixed, and they're reselling them now. Amazon does a pretty good job with that stuff, and basically you get no questions asked. If you've got it for 88 days and you find out you don't like the sucker for whatever reason, you can send it back. So that's a pretty good risk-free way, and Amazon is great because you can just print out the return label and send the sucker back. Or in some cases, you can just take it to Kohl's. And the Pixel 6, I saw you can get renewed, the Verizon model even, for $477. So that's a good option to go. Also, if you want to buy one straight up brand new, you can still do that as well. Well, like I said, if you need a phone right now, it's still a good phone. If you're in the market for waiting, yeah, you're going to be able to get a Pixel 7 7 Pro. I hope that they stay for the same price. We don't know that, though. There's no confirmation on the price. They did something really, I think, kind of unprecedented whenever they announced them at Google I/O here like a month and a half ago. It was crazy because it was like, all right, here, we're going to show you the new stuff. We're going to talk about the Pixel 6a. We're going to talk about the Pixel Buds Pro, all that great stuff. And then, by the way, bam, here's the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. So I think that they really want people kind of looking forward to the Pixel 7. I think they kind of want the conversation to die down about the 6 because they're moving on. We've got the Pixel 6a is about to drop, and then the Pixel 7 is not going to be too far behind it. So when you wait almost a year, that's kind of what happens. As we get into September, we're going to have the iPhone 14s, and you're going to look around at the different carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile and Verizon. They're going to be trying to do everything they can to get rid of these phones. They like to give people deals on this stuff where they're like, here, if you trade in your phone, we'll give you this one for free, or we'll give you up to $800 credit or $600 credit, whatever. So if you've got a carrier that you have your phone through right now, it could be a good time because as we get closer to the launch of these phones, they want to move the other ones, or even once the new one drops out, they'll be trying to push them out the door. And that can work in your favor too. And I think the phone is very good. The thing with the Pixel phones, you get 3 years of operating system updates and 5 years of security patches. That's pretty good support. I wish they would bump it up to 4 years like Samsung, because it's Google, right? Google makes the Pixel phones. They should have the best support for these things. So it's weird to me they don't do the 4 years like Samsung does, but 3 years. So that means you're going to get Android 13, 14, and 15 before this thing stops getting operating system updates. We're on Android 12 right now. 13 will come out this fall, a couple months from now when the Pixel 7 drops. So you're still going to get a lot of support for this phone. And if you're wondering also, people always ask about the case. This is the Crave Dual Guard case, and you can get on Amazon. I'll have a link down in the description. But yeah, I think now is actually probably still a pretty good time. A lot of people had a lot of uncertainty with the phone. When a new phone comes out and you get a new model, new design, new chip, a lot of people are very hesitant about buying them because they want the kinks to get worked out. And there were definitely some kinks that needed to get worked out when it came to this phone. And I think we're in a better position than ever with these phones now. I think they've largely got the kinks worked out. And if you can get a good deal on it, especially like I said, if you check out the Pixel 6 Pro is fantastic. I prefer the Pro model, but I think for most people, the normal 6 is probably a better buy. But if you can get the Pixel 6 Pro renewed for $630, that's $30 more than what a brand new Pixel 6 costs. That's a pretty good deal. And I don't know if that's going to be the continued price moving forward, but if you can get one at $630, that's fantastic. And also I've got links in the description for that as well, if you want to click on those. But I think that now I saw that article and I'm like, okay, I kind of get the messaging a little bit, but to come out and flat out say this is the worst time to buy one, this can actually be the best time to buy one if you want one. And again, a lot of that has to do with the carriers and looking for deals and kind of being Johnny on the spot. As we get closer to October when the Pixel 7 launches, if you don't care about having the latest and greatest, if you are happy with getting a phone that's still going to have 2 years of operating system updates and 4 years of security patches, then I think it could work out well. And hopefully, I hope that the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro are the same price. I would really like to see that, because I don't think Google's really in a position to be charging $1,000 for a Pixel 7 Pro. I don't think people are going to pay that. I think people are much happier with the $899 and the $599 proposition. And I think that the phones offer great value with flagship performance at those prices. So I think it would be fair to keep them at that price. But again, right now, yes, I could see the argument for it's not a good time to buy because we're only a couple of months away from the new one. I don't think the Pixel 6a really is competition for the 6. I think if you want to get the 6 and you want the expanded feature set like the 90 hertz refresh rate and the better, newer camera and things like that, then you probably still want a 6 and you don't want a 6a. Some people I think are going to want the 6a, and I think it's going to be a good phone, and I think largely the A series usually sells better than the primary phones. And this is going to be interesting because the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are the best-selling Pixel phones ever. And I'm curious to see if more people have already bought on the Pixel 6 and are not going to wait for the 6a, or if we're going to have a big flood of people that want it. But historically, the A series sells really, really well, and that's kind of the bread and butter for Pixel. So I'm really excited about the A series, and I could see people wanting that as well because it is $450. It's going to be $449 instead of the $599 MSRP. But if you can get an Amazon renewed for $477, then maybe that's a good option. Just throwing it out there. So I don't necessarily don't buy into the hype, or don't buy into the negative stigma around it when people are like, oh no, it's the worst time to buy. Here's the thing: if you are not a early adopter and don't have to have the latest and greatest, once you get into this couple month window of when a new phone comes out, that's typically the best time to get deals on them. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Check out the Amazon Renewed if that's something you're interested in. If you want something like that, especially with the 90-day, basically no questions asked, return guarantee policy. And then if you really want, then wait for the 7 and the 7 Pro. There's nothing wrong with that. You really want to get the best that you can for your money, and there's nothing wrong with waiting for the 7 and 7 Pro. So there are arguments on both sides, but I don't think now is a bad time. I think that if you're interested in one, if you need one right now, then I think that you could really make your money work for you if you can find the best deal for you. But overall, the 6 and 6 Pro, solid phones, totally love them. And I think they offer a lot of great value even now. So that's all I've got. What do you think? Do you think this is the worst time to buy a Pixel 6, or are you one of the people of the mindset where it's like, no, you can get some deals, make it work for you. Who needs to wait for the 7? And we'll see what happens. And again, the 7 Pro going to be great phones, but right now we have the 6 and the 6 Pro, and I think there's some ways that you can make it work for you. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please go down to the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.